The Arkham series is without a doubt some of, if not the best, superhero games ever made, and the only other ones that come close are the Spider-Man games. Since I have such fond memories of these games, I decided to 100% the entire Arkham series, starting in chronological order with Asylum, City, Origins, and finally finishing it out with Night. The game will be counted as finished when I max out the completion percentage to 100%, or in Night's case, 240%. To complete Asylum, we will need to get all of the Riddler trophies, mysteries, the patient interview tapes, Joker teeth, riddles, Chronicles of Arkham, and 3-star or 3-bat, all of the challenges in the challenge mode as Batman. And I only need to complete these as Batman because that is what counts toward 100%. Armored Batman is the same, just stronger than regular Batman, and keeps the bats, aka stars, that you get when playing as regular Batman. Playing as Joker doesn't count towards 100%. After I've 100%ed all 4 of the games, I will come back to all of them and finish anything that was not necessary for 100%ing the game. Enough talking, let's glide right into Arkham Asylum. 10 minutes later, we finally got control of Batman and beat some ass. Then we find and destroy the first of many Joker teeth. There are like 150 of them, and if I miss any of them, I will lose what is left of my sanity and cry myself to sleep for the next month. On our way to the first Titan fight, we take down Zsasz, who must be deaf because he did not hear Batman swing from the gargoyles, take flight, and land right behind him. Also, while on the way to the first Titan encounter, I collected 3 Riddler trophies, 8 Joker teeth, helped clear out toxic gas and decontamination, and I will have to come back to decontamination later when I have the necessary tools. Just like half of all Americans, he has a heart attack and dies. After searching for Frank Boyles, we are finally able to escape the asylum and have access to the outside world again. The Batmobile was getting jumped by a bunch of thugs, so we went and helped it out. As a reward, we receive a new gadget, the explosive gel, which will be one of the most important gadgets to help me get 100%. Gordon gets kidnapped, and I guess because he was bored, Joker also kidnaps 3 doctors as well, and now we must go save them. When entering the patient observatory room to save the last doctor, I made a mistake that would come back to haunt me later. Picking back up on Gordon's tracks, we get to the morgue where we encounter our first Scarecrow section. My favorite parts of the games are the Scarecrow sections. We quickly deal with him and get back on Gordon's tracks. Thankfully, we do not get sidetracked again and are able to rescue Gordon, but in the process we piss off Bane and now he wants to fight us. But he is relatively easy to deal with because he's the first boss in the game and is essentially just a stronger version of the Titan enemies, as he throws pieces of the wall at us as well as people. After the fight, Batman commits a hit and run and watches as Bane sinks to the bottom of the ocean. After killing Bane, we get to enter the Batcave for the first time. And don't get too attached to it because we will only see it one more time. Then I spent an embarrassingly long amount of time trying to get out of the sewer junction and back to the surface. When I finally figured out how to escape, we headed over to Wayne Manor to find out where Joker took Dr. Young. While tracking down where Joker took Dr. Young, we collected more trophies, Chronicles of Arkham, and destroyed a few more Joker teeth. Then I had an encounter with one of the riddles where I had to align a question mark that is painted on the wall. I spent an embarrassingly long amount of time staring at it like a moron before I grappled up and saw the period that I had to align it with. It still took me a few minutes to actually solve it because the game did not want to cooperate with me. After reliving Batman's childhood trauma and another Scarecrow section, we finally find Dr. Young. She is immediately killed, so the last hour was a complete waste of time. Poison Ivy gets pissed and her plants take over the island, so now Batman has to go down to Killer Croc's lair so he can get some plant spores to make the anti-Titan compound. But for some reason, the hardest part of the game is the room where you are introduced to the explosive gargoyles, where if you land on them and don't react instantly, you blow up, it does half your health, and it alerts the guards that only need to land 1 bullet to finish you off. I spent 20 minutes in that one room, and if I had to spend another minute in there, I would have had to be administered to the asylum. With the final Scarecrow section out of the way, we can now go visit Croc in his lair. This section went pretty smoothly besides Batman deciding to take flight, and one time when I hit Croc, he shot an orb out of his neck. With Croc being sent down to hell, Batman heads back up to the Batcave and gets the Tri-Bat-Claw, which will be important for some Riddler trophies later, and we head into the dilapidated ruins and have to shut down the Titan pumps Joker has set up. With the Titan pumps destroyed, now we must go and stop Ivy from destroying the island. I had a few close calls, other than that it was pretty easy. Now all that is left in the story is to go to Joker's party, take down the Titan fight, and fight Joker in the most underwhelming final boss in the series. Now that the main story is complete, we have to go back to all of the areas and collect everything that I missed, or that I was not able to collect due to not having the correct tool. Since I was already in Arkham West, that is where I decided to start. I had to collect 8 Riddler trophies, 1 secret, 3 riddles, and 2 Joker teeth. I was worried most about the Joker teeth because they could be anywhere and take hours to find because of how small they are, and I would have to check everywhere for them. Luckily though, they were both in the abandoned tunnel. Now to Arkham East, we need 9 Riddler trophies, 3 riddles, 2 Chronicles of Arkham, and 2 Joker teeth. The reason that I did not get the trophies for this section is because they were on top of the roof of the Arkham Manor. Am I alone in thinking that the roof doesn't look accessible? I was surprised at how high you can climb up the building. Other than the collectibles on the roof and the 2D skeleton, this section didn't have anything else of note. Arkham North had 5 trophies, 3 riddles, 1 Arkham Chronicle, 1 interview tape, and the easiest 2 Joker teeth ever because they were right outside of the gate where you enter from Arkham East. Next, the intensive treatment has 2 Chronicles, 6 riddles, 4 trophies, 1 interview tape, and I already got all the 20 Joker teeth in this area. Now for the area with the most that we have to go back and collect is the medical facility, where we have to find 3 interview tapes, 8 riddles, 2 Chronicles, 6 trophies, and 1 Joker teeth, which scares me because it could be anywhere and this area is massive, so I could very easily miss it. If you were wondering where the last Joker teeth were, it was in the patient observatory room on the roof of where Cash was when you first entered the room. And yes, I checked every room and walked around like a goblin trying to hunt for the last Joker teeth. The caves was the shortest section, only needing to go back to get 3 Riddler trophies. Arkham Mansion was another long section needing 8 riddles, 3 interview tapes, 1 trophy, and 4 Joker teeth. Nothing here caused me any trouble and the final 3 Joker teeth were all in the same spot. The penultimate area, the penitentiary, has 3 trophies, 2 secrets, and 2 chronicles. They were all very easy to collect and caused me no trouble. And now we're going to the final section, the botanical gardens, to get the final 7 collectibles that we need, which are 2 riddles, 2 trophies, 2 chronicles, and 3 more Joker teeth. The only one that gave me any trouble in this section was the final riddle, but that was mainly because I am just dumb. With that, we have now obtained all of the 240 collectibles. Now that we have all of his trophies, Batman decides to dox Riddler. Now all that is left is to take on and 3-star all of the challenges. The first combat challenge, Intensive Treatment, was extremely easy and I beat it on my 3rd attempt. It's kind of sad, it took me 3 attempts to beat the first challenge. The first Predator challenge, Silent Night, was easy. I was playing it pretty slow, so it took me 2 minutes to beat. Sewer Bat, just like the Intensive Treatment, I beat it on my 3rd attempt. Record Breaker, again, I played it slow and beat it in just over 6 minutes. Shock and Awe is the worst combat challenge, and it is only the 3rd one, which made me feel even worse that I kept failing on it, because I should not have spent that much time on this challenge. In total, I think I spent over an hour trying to beat it, and then got lucky and finally beat it. Survival Tactics only took 4.5 minutes, and I beat it on my first try. Rumble in the Jungle I beat on my first try, it was very easy. Invisible Predator was by far the longest I spent on one attempt, as I beat it in 11.5 minutes. Now we have the extreme versions of the challenges. Starting with Intensive Treatment, it was just as easy as the normal version, beating it in 2 attempts. Silent Night Extreme caused me so much more pain because of this one single star, which required me to take down 3 henchmen with 3 different walls at once. And the line launcher one was kind of annoying to get, because I had to wait for the henchmen to walk in the correct spot. One attempt I spent 11.5 minutes just to die and I had to restart. A few frustrating hours later, I just decided to look up a guide on how to beat it and finished it in just over 3.5 minutes. Sewer Bat Extreme wasn't awful, it took like 10 minutes to beat. Record Breaker Extreme finally did not take over 10 minutes to beat, and took just under 5 minutes to beat. Shock and Awe Extreme took almost as long as the normal version of Shock and Awe, but I think beating the normal version gave me a power up as I was able to beat the extreme version very shortly after beating the normal version. Survival Tactics Extreme, I kept failing and had one of the saddest attempts where I was 6.5 minutes in, I had all 3 stars, and all that was left to do was take down the 3 remaining guards, but I was spotted and gunned down. Luckily though, in the next few attempts, I had a successful 9-minute run. Rumble in the Jungle Extreme was pretty difficult, but I just needed a little break as I came back and beat it pretty quickly after that. And finally, the last challenge, Invisible Predator Extreme, had one of the most annoying and worst stars to get. I needed to take out 3 henchmen by pulling them all off of the walkway with the bat claw at once. So I had to sit around and wait every attempt just for them to line up and pray that they were close enough to actually go over the railing and not bump into the railing, ruining the run and forcing a restart. With all of the challenges now complete, that is it for Arkham Asylum. Now it is time to head over to Arkham City and hopefully still have my sanity by the time I am done. If you have made it this far into the video, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, which I promise will be out soon and I will not make you wait another 5 months.